Let me start by thanking everyone for being here and most importantly for your business. We take it very serious, the trust you put in Avaya, and I personally, again, want to say thank you on behalf of the Avaya team. I'm personally extremely pleased at being a small part of your conference, the first IAUG Global Conference, and have the opportunity to really network with you and get to know each of you more on a personal basis. We have a lot we want to share with you. We want to start with some recognition, bring a spotlight to a few of our customers who are actually focusing on how they use the Avaya solutions. After that, we'll have the leader of our Avaya Global Services Business Unit, Muhammad Ali, come up and talk to us about the services vision, capabilities, and the value of our service offerings, not only today, but going forward. And then the third part of the keynote, I'm extremely excited about. I hope you are when you see it. We want to provide this group, our value user group base, a preview or a glimpse, if you will, into some of the new messages that we'll be bringing to market as Avaya. You've heard a lot about technology and how we want to lead in collaboration. The last section of the keynote is really what we've been working hard as a team around how we package that message tighter. And we're going to be doing some neat stuff in the fall, taking that message out. So, several things, exciting. Let's jump right into it, and we'll start off with the actual awards. Each year, Avaya works with IAUG to identify the customers that are doing innovative work with communications technology. And today we'd like to recognize 5 customers using Avaya solutions to create what we see as real business value. Our first category we'd like to recognize represents the technology innovation best practice. This category is won by NTT-WEST and selected as the winner. So give a big round of applause to NTT-WEST. Come on up and I'll just a few words on NTT-WEST. They're using Avaya data solutions. Congratulations again. Congratulations. These gentlemen are actually operating a multifunctional voice, video, data network that ensures the transportation of a mass customer base to make sure the passengers are not only safe, but they're actually secure and their customer satisfaction remains at a high level. You were sharing with me yesterday the network and how it actually enables the transportation of not only the customer base, but consumers leveraging the transportation mode on a daily basis. So again, congratulations to Toshiki Nashani and Yasho Shokio from NTT-WEST. One more time. Here. Thanks again. So our next category is around enterprise transformation. And we have 2 awards for this category, one for the large enterprise and one for the mid-size. In the large enterprise segment, we're pleased to announce the winner, 1-800-Flowers.com. This business is a highly seasonal business. 1-800-Flowers.com actually found the SIP-based solution that we bring to market, our Avaya Aura and our Avaya Voice Portal, the right technology to allow them to efficiently meet the high volume peaks in their business model. And not only service the peaks, but drive increased revenue without adding expensive short-term staffing. So please welcome Angel Rivera joining us from 1-800-Flowers.com. And in the enterprise transformation category for companies with less than 1,000 employees, we'd like to recognize Van City. This customer, Van City, uncovered what we think is a pretty simple but very powerful equation for success. They used the Avaya Contact Center. They took the solution and they saw customer service improve while operating costs actually went down. The customers increased call center efficiency dramatically. And today we'd like to recognize Jason Peckham and Dennis Penziski to join me on stage and accept their award for Van City. The next award, Sustained Excellence Award. This one recognizes a customer that has made what we think is a very substantial commitment to our solutions over time through a long-range vision and really finding new ways on how to apply technology into their business flow. We're pleased to present this year's award to Hawaii Medical Center for partnering with Avaya for many years. In healthcare, we all know mobile and collaborative technologies are absolutely critical to drive efficient, quality patient care. And Hawaii Medical Center depends on the reliability of Avaya Virtual Enterprise Network Architecture, you heard Steve Bandrzak speak about yesterday, also relies on Avaya Wireless LAN solutions to support a wide range of tasks and devices across the campus and departments. It includes the solution Avaya Video Conferencing, Avaya Flare, which enables their staff to save time and collaborate more effectively when actually people's lives are on the line. So please welcome and congratulate Dean Payne from Hawaii Medical Center as this year's Sustained Excellence Award winner. Finally, next up is what we term our business innovation best practice. And in this category, Progressive Insurance has fully embraced the value of an end-to-end SIMP architecture delivered by Avaya Aura. The company is already today reaping the benefits of this solution in the form of lower operating costs, reduced complexity, and higher productivity for thousands of mobile workers. And they continue to bring new employees on board. Brian Chilik, please join me and let's recognize Brian and Progressive for the outstanding implementation of technology in their business. Actually, Brian, I'm going to ask you if you don't mind stay on stage with me. I know this audience probably wants to hear about how you actually did some of this technology that you're getting recognized on. So we're going to take a few moments, and actually Brian and I are going to just have a discussion that we thought would be useful for the user base here to try to understand what kind of went into Brian and Progressive's thought process as they laid out, the company vision, right? And so maybe we could just start, Brian, just right there for a little bit, just a couple of words on Progressive.
Sure. I mean, well, first of all, getting an award with Viva Las Vegas playing in the background is really something I never thought I'd have the honor of. But me neither. I got to tell you, I feel like I'm on a game show. But in any case, so in any case, so Progressive. When you think about Progressive, we sell insurance and then we service people in insurance via a number of different forms of communication technology. Be it the data network, via the internet, or more often than not, through the phone. So most people are going to reach out to us from sales to claims through our telephony environment, which is our contact centers. That's where, right now we are running a G3R contact center environment, but we are migrating over to the Aura contact center environment.
Yeah, I think as you get to know a little bit more about Progressive, their name obviously is their position in the marketplace, but as I've learned how Brian applies technology, I can truly say the word speaks volumes about how they're implementing. You guys are on the leading edge in a lot of ways. I mean, the end-to-end SIP architecture, some of our customers and users are starting to think about, but you're kind of ahead of it. So, you know, one of the things that I thought would be useful for the audience is as you looked at that strategy, Brian, and you looked at possible vendors, what are some of the things you considered as you selected the vendors going forward?
So, you know, when it comes to technology vendors, one of the things that we expect from them is that we want them, what they say they can do, they need to deliver. So I guess it goes to execution, right? So I want, when we're going to get a PowerPoint slide, for instance, and we get a lot of them, I'm sure you all do, you want that PowerPoint slide to not only tell you a story, but then you want to be able to take that into your lab and eventually in your production environment and work. And so that's one of the things we look for, a track record, quite frankly, from vendors of something that they can do. You know, and then in terms of working with the vendors, we like to work with vendors as a partnership, ideally. Now that's obviously not going to always be the case depending on the vendor, depending on their place in our environment. But with regard to Avaya, that's truly what the relationship has turned into. We feel that we have a great relationship with Avaya. It continues to grow year over year, and you've been quite supportive of us as we pursue this new SIP infrastructure. To be clear, it's not an easy journey. SIP is cutting edge, and it is, in some cases, bleeding edge. Avaya has been there to support us through that change.
I appreciate it, Brian. It means a lot because I know how hard you drive the teams, and we take that trust seriously. I think one of the things that I know some of the users have mentioned to me when I've been with them one-on-one is actually, how do you keep up with the technology trends? I mean, they're changing pretty fast. You know, when do you decide to be, as you say, on the leading edge, or in some cases, bleeding edge? You know, and what do you see from Progressive's vision? What's on the horizon?
What's changed, you know, I think for the industry as a whole, is there was a time where you would buy a telephony switch and it was just that. It was a really contained environment. You bought it and it worked. You connected your G3R to your Avaya phones and it all interoperated. And you had that, wasn't a concern. But nowadays, you go out and you buy a switch, you buy an SBC, you have to, you know, call recording, all disparate systems. And all that's something that to me, you know, that's a definitely different environment than we were used to working in. So that requires a lot of the vendors to work together and have partnerships. And that's certainly something that, as we've moved through this journey, it's been a little bit, certainly, you know, Avaya has a very established position in that SIP marketplace. But there's a lot of people that, you know, you feel like you're pulling along. So, you know, to be clear, that's something that I think is one of the biggest challenges. And I think that's not going to change. I think that's only going to continue over the years. Because right now, I don't think there's any one vendor that can be all things to all people, at least not in my opinion. So that being said, you know, that forces Progressive and Avaya, for that matter, to work together and then work with all of our partners to make sure that that happens seamlessly.
Well said. I tell you, we certainly agree with Brian that we don't think one vendor can solve all the problems. And you're right, we're actually breaking molds in Avaya as well. I mean, we're used to kind of controlling our world and trying to support that world. And so it's a real honor to try to work with Progressive as you're breaking new ground to actually change the way we operate and support yourself and Progressive. You know, one of the things is, we talked about the support model, the ecosystem. As you think about the technical elements of your purchase decision, what are the, can you share with me kind of how you evaluated that part of it?
Yeah, I can definitely share with you. So there's a guy up here yesterday, a bald gentleman in fact, who said he lost his hair because of reliability issues and working in IT, and I can absolutely concur that if you don't have 100% reliability, then everything else is for naught. So that is reliability. We call it uptime. Availability is king. So that historically was one of the, you know, that's historically been something that got Avaya in the door. When we brought Avaya in 15 years ago, you know, that was one of those, you know, 5 nines was an expectation, and Avaya delivered.